Hey, Andy here from Pragma, product manager for the iPECS portfolio. I'm here with Rich from Cosoft. Do you want to give the guys a bit of background?
Yeah, from Cosoft. So we specialise in software development for lots of different platforms, but mainly with the iPECS platform hooking into various CRMs, and we've developed a number of SaaS applications that sit on top of the iPECS platform. I've actually worked in cloud telecoms for nearly 17
I think you
years.
was actually me in a previous life, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was, yeah. Yeah, I was product manager at Pragma.
Yeah.
That was 9 years ago or
Yep.
so. But yeah, there from day one when iPECS Cloud launched, so really familiar with the platform, and it was just a natural progression to start building applications for the iPECS platform and really specializing in that. And I think we're actually one of the only companies globally who have access to the iPECS APIs. So it really gives us a head start and an advantage over maybe other people who'll dip into it later.
Sure. So from your point of view, I mean, we've been working with you guys for a while, but in terms of live products for just over 12 months now.
Yeah.
So from your point of view, how do you see things going, in terms of where we've been and where we're at the moment?
Yeah, I think we've seen a lot of progression with not only the software we've been developing, but the APIs that iPECS have delivered on their platform, which has allowed us to really kind of think outside of the box and how can we differentiate from other software companies that are out there. A mixture of that iPECS's APIs getting better, and then the stuff we're integrating with getting better. So CRM systems, ERPs, booking systems, having really open APIs has just really allowed us to start tailoring stuff. I think that's where we're seeing the main attachment is actually these companies who have got a really bespoke requirement, or they want something really tightly knit into platforms they're already using within their business and pulling those in. There've been people have been doing integrations for years, but this kind of call logging, activity logging, bits like that. And it's not really tailored to the customer or what they need. It's more just, you can do this with the integration. We work really closely with you guys who work with the customer, and we can completely bespoke that for that business.
I think one of the important things for us in that sort of journey over the last 12 months, it's not so much about, it absolutely is about the integrations. That's super important, but it's the speed as well, the agility. I think, what we found working with you guys is, we'll come to you with what might seem like a random kind of left of field opportunity, but it's the speed with which we can get that stuff turned, scoped and then turned around and then live into that customer.
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously, that's one of the benefits is we do, obviously, team of developers, we look that we can actually build what that customer wants before we give the go-ahead. So there's no surprises to the end user at the end of that process. We've delivered a scope and a design in some cases. They know what they're getting, and it's completely custom for them, which I think is where we're seeing the most attachment, along with obviously the other complementary software that we've got that sits alongside Connect.
I'd say one of the things as well we're finding is kind of proving, if that's the right term, but proving that this kind of technology and these integrations is not just the realms of these big multi-site, multi-country businesses. We're dealing with a lot of much smaller single-site customers that are just as interested in sort of these integrations and how they develop their business and how they're interacting with their customers.
Yeah, definitely. And I think maybe before people might have thought like actually the average user number of users that we see taking these integrations isn't massive. It is those people who've got a niche business and a niche product or service, and before they thought, integrating these systems is kind of outreach for them, either too expensive or don't technically know that it's possible. I think now, obviously, Pragma working really closely with, or Gamma now, working really closely with the resellers and partners to understand that really anything is possible and it's not unachievable for the smaller businesses, and it costs in. A lot of the stuff we're doing is helping these small businesses with time saving, really. So, yes, there is a cost to that, an upfront cost, but the value that they get out of those integrations in time saving, less errors in people inputting certain information because it's automated between the platform, kind of massively outweighs their upfront cost for the actual integration.
I agree, and I think almost kind of like showing you're only limited by your imagination almost. And it's like this whole we've heard it this morning in some of the conversations on stage at this event that it's about a different way to engage with customers, being more consultative, and again, that's not just the realm of going and doing these big deals.
Yeah.
If you take your time to get to know a 10-use business, you'll find that you're uncovering opportunities that you may not necessarily have understood were there in the first place. And I think the product set that we have with you is vital to that in terms of, as you just said, it's about improving the way people do business. Yeah, the speed with which they're doing the business, the way they're interacting with their customers. So I guess a point or a question or point of conversation here is, maybe let's review where we've been. So at the moment, we've got a number of products from you guys, right? Yeah. So we started off with Connect, which is basically our soft phone. Yeah. But I think it's fair to say it was always the understanding that wasn't necessarily just about being a soft phone. It was about the integrations that we could deliver through that. That was the sort of key thing.
And the ease of those integrations, I think, was the main thing. Obviously, with the iPECS platform, you already had iPECS 1, which is the UCAS or the soft phone.
Yeah.
And we weren't trying to replicate that in terms of telephony features. Yes, we've got the calling, video calling, and all the telephony features in there. The main thing for us was making those integrations really easy for the end user to not only use, but actually set up. There's because it's a web RTC application, there's no installation of applications. You're not having to run something separate on your desktop PC that might go wrong or need updating regularly.
And the users haven't got to be experts either, right?
No.
It's a web page.
Yeah, it's one click to activate an integration. You go to the app screen, you log in once, and then that's your integration done. Syncing data, contacts, doing your activity logging call recordings, whatever you want with that integration. The actual process for the end user to get that working is just logging into HubSpot or whatever CRM they're used to.
I think an important point you made there is this wasn't about replacing a product that we already had. And I think 12 months down the line, we've shown that because our run rate on iPECS 1 is still always where it was because there's a absolute requirement for a PC-based soft phone, right?
Yeah.
Whereas what we're doing with you guys is incremental on top of that. And we've got a brilliant run rate that we've built up already. But I guess, was it 2 months after we went live with Connect, we then kind of came online with Engage, which is our web chat?
Yeah, and I think that was from our side, that was more about showing what we could do with iPECS. Yes, we've got a number of users on it. It's probably not kind of as many users as we thought initially when we launched, but it was more to showcase what we could do as a software development company.
The possible,
exactly.
People like to say.
Exactly that, and actually make resellers think about, if they can do this, then they can do some bespoke development into a GP practice, pulling in certain information. But it's a good product of its own. So it's obviously a chat widget that can be installed on a WordPress site, which automatically gets responded to using AI. So for those smaller businesses, I think a good use case is like, maybe an estate agent who's out and about all of the time doing viewings, isn't always there to man the chat.
Yeah.
But the AI will respond. So it uses all of their data from their website. So if someone asks about a specific property, it will be able to respond using the AI about that specific property. It alerts the estate agents. So if they need to jump into the conversation, if they're around, they can do, and they can take over from AI.
Yeah.
So it's a great product, and it's got really good use cases. But it was more for us about showing what we could do.
Essentially. And one thing I would say about that product as a consumer of online chat, whether you're talking to your bank, your insurance company, Amazon is a great one. I like the fact that in ours we've got that key little button that says talk to an agent.
Yeah.
Whereas, on some of the other stuff, like my utility supplier, you just have to keep typing agent over and over and over again until it gets the message that you want to
Yeah,
speak to a human being, and it's so maddening.
Or tries to give you automated question and response. It's like, maybe you want to look at this.
Yeah. No, I just want to talk to somebody. Yeah, exactly. So I think that was really important for me that we had that. And then, sort of building on this kind of art of the possible conversation, but I think a product for me that kind of really made people sit up and look was Sidekick.
Yeah.
And again, taking us time to get some traction, but even today we've got people sort of going, hang on, what you can deliver that on your product at this cost price?
Yeah. I think that's the great thing about it. Obviously, Sidekick, it's actually, there's multiple products that are going to sit within that. Sidekick is our brand name for anything kind of AI.
Yeah.
Obviously, that term's been banned about for everything, but we try and use AI in a way that is actually useful for customers, not just a buzzword. So we're using it to transcribe calls. We're using it for sentiment analysis of calls, generating meeting notes. But it ties really well back into our other kind of niche, which is the CRM integration, because we can take that data from the transcription, and drop it into the CRMs. I think that makes it that obviously there's a lot of people doing transcription and stuff out of there, but the ability to tie it in with the rest of the integration, the rest of the suite of products is slightly different.
But I think something you just said in there, it kind of a nice segue into the next sort of point or question I wanted to ask was about the roadmap. So for me, with this Sidekick family that we're looking to build, we've got what we've got today, but with Sidekick, the transcription side of it, we're looking to add voicemail. Yeah, we're looking to start offering automated transcriptions as well in the future.
Yeah, so at the moment we're doing transcriptions kind of ad hoc as people need them. It's actually going to be able to set so you can transcribe all calls live. So and obviously that makes the sentiment piece a lot more interesting and a lot more useful for the people looking at it.
Yeah, and I suppose sort of, well, it's only a question I get asked a lot is from a product management point of view when I'm talking to customers is, but what does your roadmap look like? It's almost like you're in this constant loop, aren't you, as in product management? If you want people to be excited about what you've got today, but as soon as they've seen it, they're like, all right, what's the next thing? Yeah,
obviously we've got AI music on hold that we've also built. So really quick and easy. A person can generate music on hold automatically, generates a script, which a customer can edit. But actually the scripts that are generated from that are pretty decent, better than I can write.
I showed it to someone this morning and it was almost like this, that there was this sort of challenging look about them when I said we had this product. So like, okay. Well, fine. It's 4 steps. Give me 5 minutes and you'll have a music on hold. Or marketing on hold, information on hold. And they were like, wow.
Yeah, it is. And we kept it simple on purpose. We want people to be able to get through that process really quickly. As you said, you can do it in a minute, 2 minutes if you.
Yeah.
And then the massive benefit is obviously us being really tightly knit into iPECS is the fact that you've got that upload to iPECS button. So it just pushes the music on hold straight in there. So an end user can easily manage their own music on hold and push it up, if they want to change it through Christmas seasons or whatever. It's just a really simple thing. And we've got some other stuff that's coming to that just to make it even easier. So you can see all your historical music on hold and you can push, you could have one that's used for certain bank holiday weekends that you can just switch out and stuff really, really simply from there. So yeah, I think that's a good product coming.
Yeah, I think the important thing for me is we probably need to be sort of careful almost, is that we're not trying to rewrite the book on comms here, but what we're trying to do is look at our portfolio and our customer base and try and make this stuff accessible for people and sort of take away some of the, I think one of the guys on one of the panel just before lunch was talking about how we like to have all of our buzzwords and acronyms. And I think we have to be careful. It's almost like a responsibility of ours not to overcomplicate things sometimes and understand that it's going to be actual end users engaging with this stuff. So for me, I think a lot of what we've done in the past 12 months is making this technology accessible to those people and helping our customers understand that, it doesn't sit in the sort of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 above customers. It's everyday smaller customers who you're going to go and talk to, and our skill set and ability to be able to make that accessible and easily understandable as well. But what about the next 12 months?
So this is where I'm going to. So we're currently working on more stuff.
Dates to be confirmed.
Dates to be confirmed. We're currently working on more stuff to sit within that Sidekick suite of AI. So the next thing we've got coming is an AI assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing with that is there's not a single use case. It really fits into what we're doing with like bespoke and working with different industries. But it could be used within stock management. So someone in a shop who's working there needs to check stock. They can click their headset and it will hook into their stock management system, and they can say, you know, I need a can of Heinz beans. There's none on aisle 10, and it will see and then actually say, oh, we've got some in stock, and alert someone to bring that stock out. Or it'd say, we haven't got those, but we have got a similar product.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of one use case, but we can hook that into anything. So whether it's booking systems for restaurants,
Mm-hmm.
so people can check whether they've got table availability, or hotel room availability. We can fit it into any of those, as long as it's hooked into something at the back end, like a booking system, a stock system.
And again, I think we talked the other day, didn't we, about kind of augmenting that to bring the chat back into that potentially as well. So we're kind of doing it, sort of two ways.
Yeah. So you could actually have it within the chat widget,
Mm-hmm.
not the mic. You could have it within the chat widget.
Anybody who thinks this is your first time doing a podcast,
move my hands to me. So we could have that within the chat widget. If it's hooking into the booking system, people could check availability by the chat widget as well as via audio. So if they prefer to phone, or if they prefer to check online, they've got either way.
And a little birdie, whose name might have been Richard, said to me that potentially we were looking at bringing voicemail into the transcription part of the portfolio.
Yeah, that's actually already that's developed. It just hasn't been launched yet.
I think we've got some, well, you say we, the royal we, but some plans for ACD integration.
Yeah, ACD. I was
into the iPECS.
Yeah, the team demoed that to me this week, so that is.
Which I think is really exciting from our point of view. So myself and Ed, who's our sales lead, have talked about this quite a lot over the last few weeks. To be in a position where, and I know some people have views on the term informal contact center or contact center light or whatever it is, there is a requirement out in the channel for the customers where these kind of all singing, all dancing high-end contact centers are a sledgehammer to crack a nut. But where I see kind of us getting to is we have that high-end contact center, but where I see us getting to with Connect and the bits that plug into that is having a really strong informal, whatever your term is you choose to use, ACD. So being able to log into an ACD group, which is effectively basic contact center. We've got WhatsApp integration.
Yeah,
we've got the transcription and the sentiment analysis and the AI. I mean,
Yeah, we never wanted to try and get into the contact center market because, as you said, you've got a product that is a very competitive place to be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when we're doing integrations into CRM systems, ERP, you need a certain amount of that functionality in there, and it just makes it a much more rounded product. So with ACD, obviously the ability for people to be able to log in and log out of queues does bring that contact center light functionality into it.
But I guess to put it in sort of end user digestible terms is, forget contact center and all those terms. This is about customer interaction. Whether you're talking to a 5-user end user company or thousands of users, if they're selling stuff, they're interacting with customers, and there's going to be an element of customer service involved. How do you interact with those customers?
Yeah, exactly. And most people don't know. As you say, like a 5-user business wouldn't say, I've got a contact center.
I need some UC or I need some CC as a service.
They just know that they've got certain people needing to answer calls at certain times and other people not. So we kind of bridged that gap and got that ACD functionality coming pretty shortly. That's I think going to be with your team next week to start trialing it. So it's I think with that, I think there's a lot of opportunity out there that maybe we'll see a lot more opportunity, not only just people needing the ACD functionality, but then go, okay, now we can do that. How can we hook that into the other systems that we're using within our business to speed up our processes? And
so I mean, I guess the takeaway message to the our customers that might be checking in on this particular podcast is just get out there and maximise the deals, really, because the customers may not be using this technology, but they're certainly interacting with their customers in such a way that the products we've got available would make that a whole lot easier for them.
And I think that's the good thing about the partners you work with, obviously, who've worked with Pragma for a while and the new ones coming on board. They understand the SMB market. So now that they really understand the products we're selling, they do speak to those opportunities and go, we can actually save you time here. We can make your working day easier by doing these bits and pieces. So we're seeing a lot more of those opportunities come through with, as we were saying earlier, with those kind of small and mid-sized businesses.
So I guess it's a question, really. I mean, if you were to summarise it, because I know you and I can sit here and talk all day, but we'll probably start getting a hurry up any second now. But I guess if you was to summarise it, it's an exciting next 12 to 18 months in terms of what we've got planned.
Yeah.
But I guess in that as well, it's almost, we've got two strings to our bow, which is we've got a really good, solid set of standard products, which we'll enhance and develop. But we've also got that bespoke piece, which I think, I wouldn't say it's any more or less important, but it's really critical that people understand that we've got that ability to be flexible and agile in terms of, you find us to almost challenge people,
Yeah, exactly.
I think we've already had one of the most challenging ones, which was the cattle herding.
Cattle herding. Yeah, we've integrated into cows. So
Good. Yeah. The white boggles.
But not only that, every time we do a bespoke integration, if it's a platform that other people use, it goes back into our standard integration, so that naturally just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
But exciting. Obviously, it always feels I don't know, everyone uses the word AI, but that has opened up a lot of opportunity for us in loads of sectors. So I think having a really strong roadmap with ACD, music on hold, transcription, sentiment analysis, it's a really rounded suite of products now that's just going to continue to evolve.
Awesome. Well, I think probably a good idea to wrap it there, isn't it? Then,
cool. Sounds good.
I couldn't have summed it up better myself.
All right.
Catch you later.